Across Australia, New Zealand and the South Pacific, this is the week's Adventist News in Focus.
Hello, it's great to have your company this week. I'm Danielle Sinnott. Major religious organisations have expressed their concerns about the atrocities committed against Iraqi Christians and other minority groups by the so-called Islamic State terrorist group. The extremists have now taken over Karakosh, Iraq's largest Christian majority town, as well as surrounding areas in the country's north, sparking another mass exodus of about 250,000 people in just 72 hours. The United Nations says Christians, the Yazidi ethno-religious group and Iraq's Turkmen minority have all been targeted. The UN has received reports of women being made sex slaves and child soldiers being recruited. Religious leaders, including the Archbishop of Canterbury, the Pope and the head of the World Evangelical Alliance, have all spoken out publicly against the violence. The head of the Seventh-day Adventist Church, Dr. Ted Wilson, said the targeting of religious minorities is particularly concerning and that the church will do its best to assist people who have fled their homes. Meanwhile, Assyrian Christians around the world commemorated their annual Martyrs' Day, many of them not realising that while they paused to pray, fellow believers in their Nineveh homeland were experiencing a fresh wave of violence. Guatemala's President, Otto Perez Molina, has welcomed an Adventist initiative that will encourage holistic health and well-being for the Latin American nation. The President spoke at a regional youth congress of nearly 6,000 young Adventists from around Central America and the Caribbean. He announced that the government has adopted and will soon be launching the church's I Want to Live Healthy project. Both the government and church leaders encouraged the young people present to be positive agents for change in their homes, churches, universities and workplaces. Young people in Solomon Islands have seen firsthand the impact of the Bible on them and their peers. At a recent nationwide youth event in the capital, Honiara, 97 people were baptised as stories were shared about the impact of the Bibles and Discipleship Training Program provided through the WorldChangers Adventist Youth Ministry initiative.
In the last 3 years, we have distributed over 200,000 World Changer Bibles throughout the South Pacific. And so we're really excited about that. It's this Bible right here. And young people, they come, they get trained, they can use this Bible, they can share their faith with others. And yeah, they feel ready and equipped to do that. Anybody can do it. It's simple.
In Romania, tens of thousands of people have visited a recreated biblical village set in one of the largest parks in the capital city of Bucharest. Some 500 volunteers staffed the village. Visitors learned about biblical principles, sampled food and registered for free healthy cooking classes. The Bible Village outreach was supported by the Seventh-day Adventist Church. We've got more Christian news from around the world on this week's full half hour of Record in Focus, as well as these special features. James Standish on the plight of Iraq's Christians.
Before we went in there, we're saying if you go into Iraq, this is a very complicated ethnic and religio-ethnic soup, and once you crack it open, anything's possible. Yeah. We're now seeing the anything is possible.
Is a little alcohol good for your heart? New research says no.
Any amount of alcohol will increase your risk of cancer.
And we meet the director of a new film about the Underground Railroad and John Newton's Amazing Grace.
Captain Newton, so like you, Samuel, confronted by his past. A soul without a compass.
Record in Focus plays every week on Hope Channel, Foxtel's Australian Christian channel and Digital 44 in Adelaide. And if none of those television options works for you, there's always our website where you can catch this week's episode, as well as our archive of more than 2,000 videos from previous episodes. The address is, of course, record.net.au. Check it out. Until next time, hugs and blessings. I'm Danielle Sinnott.
Bye.